Today I compiled 10 of my album reviews of the Rolling Stone 500 Greatest Albums of All Time list. Today I listened to album 430, Bad Bunny's 2022 album Un Verano Sin Ti. Listening to a third reggaeton album on this ranking shows me that I like reggaeton, the less it sounds like reggaeton. The relentless dembow rhythm, the grimy, arrogant lyrics is just repetitive and obnoxious. Luckily, this record is an outlier among this genre by introducing different musical elements. Bad Bunny gets his indie folk on Yo No Soy Celoso, goes to a house rave on El Lapigon, and introduces brash horns to play a jaunty merengue on Después de la Playa. Probably the best song on the album. Parts of the album I don't like are when it leans more into trap, like on Nebrita, or when Bad Bunny brings on his insufferable friends, like the whiny Chencho Corleone. The worst song on the album is undoubtedly Party, the supremely irritating hook which even fellow superstar Rauw Alejandro can't save. So how do you make a reggaeton album I like? With as few reggaeton elements as possible. Yikes. 2.7 out of 5. Today I listened to album 429, the Four Top's 1967 album Reach Out. Is this the greatest album ever made? I mean, any album with 2 Monkeys covers probably can't qualify for that accolade, but this is a pretty incredible album. My taste tends towards the dramatic, and the Four Tops excelled in terms of melodrama. Much of that is thanks to Levi Stubbs, the gravel-voiced lead singer of the Four Tops, who attacked every song with the utmost gusto and passion. This album is full of karaoke classics. Smash hit Reach Out, I'll Be There, Tortured Bernadette, and the romantic Wonderful Baby. Much of that is thanks to Stubbs' performance. The other members of the Four Tops shouldn't go unmentioned, an invaluable role in songs like The Joyous Out in the Stone and The Subtle Cherish. And the instrumentals! They were performed by the Funk Brothers, the legendary but strangely anonymous backing band for Motown, who are every match for the Four Tops in delivering drama. I could gush about this record forever. Practically perfect. 5 out of 5. Today I listened to album 428, Husker Du's 1995 album New Day Rising. So you're in a hardcore punk band. You're loud, you're energetic, you're abrasive, you're having a great time. But hardcore punk is a limiting genre. So to introduce more melodic elements, even some acoustic guitars, and you might just invent grunge. Still a little hardcore on the track. From the joke song How to Skin a Cat and the tumultuous closer Plans I Make, or songs like the title track, I Apologize, and books about UFOs, soaring melodies and literary lyrics. The biggest break from the past is Celebrated Summer. This is a pop song with acoustic guitar and similar lyrics about chilling in the summer. May as well be the Backstreet Boys, am I right? Only a 40-minute album, it is packed with 15 songs, and the songs never let it up but also they never get to fully develop. That's just a nitpick. The guitars are crunchy and brash, Grant Hart somehow managed to balance punk drumming and majestic singing, and hardcore punk trapping just make finding the melodies more rewarding. 3.4 out of 5. Today I listened to album 427, Al Green's 1972 album Call Me. Last time I reviewed an Al Green album, it was his Greatest Hits compilation, which I basically protested to review because no one should be listening to Green via a Greatest Hits album. 3 of the songs in the compilation also appear on this record, including the title track, You Ought to Be With Me, and Here I Am, Come and Take Me. The latter song is probably my favourite song on either album. I love the bright one part, and I much prefer Green's slightly lower, rougher register and his very high falsetto. Honestly, I think my views on Green have gotten worse for this album. Most of the songs are far too slow. His lullaby cover, I'm So Lonesome I Could Cry. I felt to emotionally connect to Green's voice, which wavers and quivers until almost to the pace of the touch. The album closer, Jesus I'm Waiting, massages Green's transformation into the Reverend, which, as an atheist, I can't connect to at all. The instrumentals are tight, the album's only a half hour long, Green always gives us all, so I can't complain too much. 2.8 out of 5. Today I listened to album 426, Lucinda Williams' 1988 self-titled album. When I reviewed Jason Isbell, I discussed the controversy over whether Southeastern was really a country album. This debate also exists around Lucinda Williams' third album, which was described as both too country for rock and too rock for country. Apparently, if your country album is too good, it's no longer country. I Asked for Water, He Gave Me Gasoline is definitely a blues song. Naopa I Just Wanted to See You So Bad has some rock elements. This rock is pretty country to me, which is fairly typical country instrumentation including harmonica, washboard and fiddle, which is male vocal accompaniments on songs like Crescent City, which I think is peculiar to country music. There's real warmness to this album, not only in the instruments, but Williams' voice too, which is like sweet honey in a rustic loaf, reassuring and comforting. There's an edge to her lyrics that can change the lock while she overcomes an abuser. Whether you're listening wearing overalls or leather pants, this album is enjoyable. 3.3 out of 5. Today I listened to album 425, Paul Simon's 1972 self-titled album. The problem with singer-songwriter types is that, when I listen to music, I don't really listen to the lyrics. Music is a new auditory experience. Nice turns of phrase are for poetry. There are plenty of nice musical elements on this album though. The flute on Duncan, which I thought were panpipes, the weird, rough acoustic guitar playing on Me and Julio Down by the Schoolyard, and the bass harmonium Papa Hobo, presumably borrowed from The Boxer, which I always thought was a particularly woody bassoon. The album generally moves with a nice clip. It's not too long, not too short, and there's a nice balance between up-tempo bangers and slower bops. I didn't know what Simon is singing about. Picked up something about a Canadian fisherman and Duncan, and now know that Rosie started this coronavirus pandemic. I don't know who Julio is, why Simon's concerned with the anniversary of the end of World War I, or why congratulations is so sad. I'm not lazy, just don't like to listen to music with Genius.com open all the time, but perhaps that means I'm not the best person to review Simon's Subtitled. I still like it though. 3.3 out of 5. Today I listened to album 424, Beck's 1986 album Odelay. Beck emerged onto the scene with the self-deprecating slacker anthem Loser. One of my favourite summer songs, Loser inspired a wave of hip-hop and folk-inflected alternative rock, from the distance to standing outside a broken phone booth with money in my hand. Beck's streak continues on his 5th album, but not really in pop success. The catchy song is The Bounty Devil's Haircut. Outside of that opener, there are no songs of pop resonance on this record. Beck is a true auteur, so he doesn't care about that. He experiments with alternative hip-hop a la The Tribe Called Quest on Where It's At, and rap rock on Inclusive Disco Box. But it's the slower songs which most appeal to me, like the braying Jackass and the blissed out Ramshackle. Once all the experiments work, you have to commend him for trying. 2.9 to 5. Today I listened to album 423, Yo La Tengo's 1970 album I Can Hear the Heart Beating as One. I feel about self-conscious reviewing indie rock. It means a genre of music made by people who look like me, made for people who look like me. Listening to indie rock is my comfort zone. As such, I tend to give it a harder time. This is a really great album. It's best when Yo La Tengo don't even try to make pop music, and then just lather the song with hypnotic bass lines and wheezing guitars and vamp for 6 minutes. It's ambient music. It's like massage for your brain. Just a more commercial song like the single Sugar Cube, which opens with a primal drum fill, and the Georgia Hubley sung ballads like Shadows and the cover of My Little Corner of the World. Speaking of covers, the clean idea of this album is a butchered cover of the Beach Boys' Little Honda, but I do feel like it was at least a little ironic, so I feel comfortable giving this album a 4 to 5. Today I listened to album 422, Marvin Gaye's 1953 album Let's Get It On. Last time I listened to Marvin Gaye, it was his lowest moment. For weird divorce settlement reasons, he had to make an album for his ex-wife, for he bared his soul for the world to see. But this album Gaze at his peak. The title track became the love-making song, a song immaculately crafted to be sexy enough to arouse even the most porn addled of minds, but be classy enough to offend at the Mormon disco. The problem with this record is that it's simply too happy. Gaze is having a whale of a time, drifting in and out of his keening falsetto as the strings swell and the trumpets warble. I like it when Gaye croons like a deranged skimming sociopath over a spare introduction. In contrast, this album is recorded with a full orchestra. Even on Distant Lover, the darker song in this album conceptually, Gaye sounds less like a forlorn lover and more like someone who just missed a bus. So in conclusion, I like Gaye more as a divorcee than a lover. Don't know what that says about me. 2.9 to 5. Today I listened to album 421, MIA's 2005 album Arula. This is the first album I'm reviewing by someone who denies the severity of COVID on this rank. It's a surprisingly long list. Anyway, MIA is a punk. I don't know if she would identify with that, but she ripped up music and built it up again from the bottom, armed only with a notepad and a 505. The amateurish production, every dull thud hits like a punch to the stomach, is surprisingly given that future superstar did with the producer's record. But it fits with MIA's rough vocals, which slide between sing-song and harder rapping, and with the confrontational lyrics about living with violence and modern politics, all splattered in a thick, tablet-inflected London slang. This album can be difficult to listen to, and MIA in general sounds too self-impressed for my liking. That's what punk's about! Original punks were snotty little brats making the most abrasive music they could. By the end of this album, I was starting to get into it. Soft recommendation. 3.1 out of 5. Join me soon for another album review. Like, share, comment, and subscribe.